Okay, so you see my other video. I'm making another video about stuff that I said I was going to make, but that'll be tomorrow. For now, I'm going to make this video, and it's called I Don't Put People Down, but I Do Give Facts. In the video I deleted, I got to talking about my actors and stuff from my movies for 10 years ago. And so that's basically what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to tell you about the actors, the inability to show up, and the things that, you're either going to like it or you're not. So, if you've watched my videos about a project that I put up that I had set and done, I showed 3 clips and I gave you all the stories, the backstories or whatever, of the actors, and 2 actors particularly that were supposed to be like the stars, because the one white guy that was in the film was supposed to be the hero at the end, and he just wouldn't show up, and that was a problem. And then the one black guy who was supposed to help with the other black guys that we were doing this stuff, just wouldn't show up. So these 2 actors, they just really wouldn't show up, And when you're doing an independent film, everyone has to be on the same page, roughly. Well, that's new. Anyway, it was like a bug or something. He's dead now, but anyway, when you're making an independent film, I've been at this business for a long time. Now, I haven't caught a break yet, but I've been at this business for a long time. And my thing to everybody who's trying to break into this business, first off, location is very important, because here in Virginia, regardless of the fact that there's a studio here, regardless of the fact that very well-known actors live here, I'm not going to give any of their names. You can Google them and find out that they live in Virginia. Certain ones live here in Virginia. They live in like Keswick, and they live in Crozet. They have a lot of land and they make a lot of money, and they move here for the peaceful tranquility of the place. Where I, on the other hand, can't afford to get out, can't get arrested at the movie studio that's here in Virginia, and it's all a big CF. Alright? So, here we go. When I was making my webisodes, and I had all my hopes and dreams loaded up and ready to go at the top of the cannon and shooting it out the box, everything was straight until actors decided that, I just really don't want to do it. But instead of manning up and saying, James, we really just don't want to do it, they would find excuses to not come and film, which put the other actors in an uproar, which brings me back to the main topic of what I was doing in the first place in the video that I deleted, because I got off topic. So, I didn't post those videos to insult those 2 actors. I was posting that video to implement the facts that they just would not come to work. The other actors, we all were under agreement that once we got it filmed, everybody was going to get a copy, everybody's going to post it on their social media and whatever, and it was going to work out just fine. However, that didn't happen because my boy Bruce Johnson went to Alabama. He got stun gunned and somebody stole all my shit. Now we got that out the way, let's get back to the facts. So we're making these films, We're working out fight choreography, we're doing all this stuff, and you guys have seen it by now, hopefully. And if you haven't, then you've seen the clips that I did, the talking and stuff. And eventually, when I get a new hard drive and get my old Mac out, I'm going to remake this damn movie. Probably going to change some things, and I'm going to use original footage except for the fight scene. The one fight scene that was the best fight scene that somebody recorded over while we were filming because they forgot to put the tape back in the place that it was. So, minus that, I'm going to do everything all over again. I'm probably going to spend maybe 3 or 4 weekends on it, so I'm going to dedicate like 2 or 3 Saturdays to it. If I can do it all in one day, then I will do it all in one day. Or I will do it all in one weekend, so it'll be like a Saturday, Sunday thing, and I'll get it done, and that'll be that. And then I will go get some help, hopefully from the DML, and I'm actually going to try and go talk to them tomorrow about that, if things don't go wrong in my life. Anyway, that being said, we're going to try to get this up and running and do it again. So, that being said, the 2 actors, we had to film around them a lot. We had to film a lot around them. Black guy wouldn't show up to work, and he lived right up the street. The white guy lived up the street, both live in walking distance from the house to my house. I gave them the time. I told them to be down here by 9:30, 10 o'clock. No later than 10 o'clock. Because we want to film no later than 10:30 because, people don't have all damn day to give me a Saturday. And so when we shoot the film on Saturday and Sunday, before we film Sunday, I asked them the week before we film. How many days can you give me? Can you give me Saturday and Sunday, or can you just give me Saturday? Or can you just give me Sunday? It's like, all right, well, I can give you Saturday, but I can't give you Sunday. And most of the actors agreed they can give me Saturday, but they can't give you Sunday. And I was like, okay, then just give me what you can give me, and we'll work with that. So I had all the actors, all of us, at the end of every shoot, we would sit down before we leave the park, and we would have a meeting on what days they can and what days they can't. And no, I didn't write it down, but most of the time we were all in agreement that for the next few Saturdays, 10 a.m. would be a great meeting time. We will discuss what we're going to shoot when we get to location, because it's a lot easier to discuss what you're going to do when you're at the location instead of discussing what you're going to do before you get to the location, because then you might forget on the drive to the location. So, even though the drive's only like 3 to 5 minutes away, things happen when you're driving. Sometimes you drive and you just kind of forget where you're going. So things kind of happen like that. So we didn't have that issue, because after the end of every scene, like if we shot like 4 or 5 scenes that day, at the end of those 4 or 5 scenes, some guys would come back with me and we'd start the editing process, and we'd keep the shit that we all liked. See, it wasn't just my project, it was everybody's project, but it was mostly my project because I'm the one who wrote the shit, starred in the shit, choreographed the shit, had the idea for the shit. So, it was more my project than their project, because I really want to be an actor. More than anything else, I wanted to be an actor. And I'm still an actor, I'm just not a working actor. There is a difference. There are actors who are working, and there are plenty of actors like me who are not working and can't catch a break and can't get arrested. Marvel, Hollywood, Disney, nobody's knocking on my door, okay? I haven't figured out why. I'm not really a bad guy, I just don't have whatever they're looking for. So I had to start my own stuff, and that hasn't been working out for me either, because you have to have money to make a movie. You really don't, but you actually have money to release a movie or produce a movie, and the right people have to see your movie, and no one's seeing my stuff because I only have 62 followers. I have 500 some odd followers on freaking Facebook, and Facebook won't give me a job making movies on Facebook, although that would be lovely. It's not happening, and none of my 5,000 friends on Facebook are pushing me in the right direction, so that's not helping. But when people give you their time, the least you can do if you're making a movie is show up. It's the least you can do. You can work out the minutiae of everything once you start rolling. So we would make films, and we were making these webisodes. Initially, like I said, I wanted 13. We got 7. All right? Because like I said, at the time when YouTube was just getting started, you could only have like 15 to 30 minutes. Max was like 45 minutes long for movies that you could put on there. And so I had to cut my 7 episodes cautiously. So the first episode is 45 minutes. And the first 20 minutes of that 45 minutes is boring as fuck. So, yeah. We're going to still keep that as best I can. I'm probably going to chop it up a bit. And it might be because the dialogue, it took us so long to improv the scene. We didn't really work that scene out. And then, we went from there. But everything after that picks up. So we have fight scenes, we have dream scenes, all the other shit that you could possibly imagine. Actually, I think those things happen first. Yeah, I gotta find the footage. But anyway, that being said, we do that, and the guys that I'm speaking of only show up twice. Well, one guy only shows up once, and one guy only shows up twice. And so we had to work this fight scene out, and then I had to execute him at the fight scene because he just would not come back to work. And as I told people, because I also showed my my movie Dragon's Breath, where the girl who was supposed to be my love interest just walked off before we could even start filming. She walked off the day before we started filming, because like the day we were gonna film, I called her and said, "Hey, look, we're about to film today.
are you going to be able to do this? And she's like, no, I quit. I was like, okay, well, did we do something wrong? Or, no, I'm having family problems, so I quit. And that was understandable, except for the fact that my entire life has been nothing but one big family problem. And I have not let that really get in my way that much like it has lately. But when I was younger and I was doing this thing, I could compartmentalize very well, and most people can't. So, I have no hard feelings towards her. But the movie would have been a lot better with her in it than with her out of it. So, you weigh the pros and cons of that. And then I don't get on here and say exceptionally bad things about my actors who just gave me the finger, just like, all right, fuck it. We're not gonna help this guy. He's got nothing going for him, which was true. But I don't have anything going for me if everybody doesn't give me their all, because I'm giving them my all. And then we will see how far it goes from there. You have to give your all to this business. You really do. You have to give your all. And that takes sacrifice. A lot of people aren't willing to make that sacrifice. I was more than willing to make that sacrifice. And then my heart got broken. And then I joined the army. And then my hip got destroyed. So, yeah. But I'm still trying to get into this business because I love this business. Making movies make me happy. So, after every time we filmed, we'd film before we left. We'd get schedule straight. Can you film tomorrow? Yes. Can you film tomorrow? Yes. Can you film tomorrow? No. Cool. Can you film tomorrow? Yes. Can you film tomorrow? Yes. Alright, so we got like 5 yeses and 1 no. So then we won't film the scene that involves the guy who can't be there. It's not that difficult. The 2 guys who needed to be there just would not fucking show up. And that really affected the film. And it also affected the actors. It really started pissing them off to the point where they were like, look, dude, he's got one more shot. They both got one more shot. If they don't show up, we're just gonna keep going without them and fuck it. Which is cool. Fuck it. So that being said, we went on without them and we executed them off the film. So I had to rewrite shit on the fly and we had to re-improv shit on the fly to make it seem what was happening. However, it was a good choice because them both being killed drove the story. And that worked out better for me than the actors that didn't show up. So when I was making it, I was like, you know what? We can rewrite this whole thing. And those deaths can be the motivation for us to succeed at taking out Daikon Darklight. And that was going to work out very, very well. And it would have worked out even better if my shit didn't get stolen and sitting on somebody's desk in fucking Alabama. So whoever you are out there in Alabama, if you still have my shit, you can please send that hard drive back to Charlottesville, Virginia, 512 Rougemont, 22902. Here's my cell phone number, 434-981-6543. Please call me if you have my hard drive. The police don't have to be involved. Just send me my shit back. It's not that difficult. Just put it in a box, ship it on back up to Virginia. So it would make it a lot easier for me than trying to get a new hard drive, trying to get all that extra footage, trying to go through all these damn tapes to find the right footage, etc., etc. Alright, so that's probably not going to happen, which means it's going to take me probably 4 months because of class to get this thing done right. It's not going to take me that long. It's going to take me a hot minute, but I'm going to dedicate every free moment that I have to do it. So weekends are not going to be helpful for anybody. So they're going to need me for the weekends. It's not going to happen. And days off, because I'm only going to be going to school on Mondays, I think, and the online class. When those are out of the way, I'll be working on this goddamn film. So anyway, and I intend on getting back actually into making films. I just got to talk to some people about scripts and what I'm going to do. So, and trying to get deals with, like, the party starts here so I can get cheap deals on costumes and shit like that. When it comes down to making a film, and I'm not going to out anybody, alright? I'm just going to state facts only. When you are in a film, and you have signed that waiver so that you will be in that film, be in the film. Because your little bit of contribution is better than no contribution. No, at all. And if you can't commit, if you know you can't commit, if you have an issue or another that you rather do something that you shouldn't be doing versus something that you should be doing, then, don't volunteer to help your friends out in films and stuff. Now I'm going to end this video, and I'm probably going to post all these things sometime tomorrow. But I'm going to end this video now with this. Same person I'm talking about was supposed to help me do some other martial art demonstrations in front of this webcam, and he flaked on me. I love the guy, he's a good guy and all, but people who mean well don't always deliver. And that seems to be a problem. And also, I'm kind of guilty of it myself because I'm sure everybody from Fallen Dragons probably hates my guts right now. I'm sure everybody from Dragon's Breath probably hates my guts right now, unless they're actually more successful than me, and if that's the case, I'm happy for them, and if you guys can open that door, I will gladly walk through it. But it is what it is. But for all you up-and-coming actors, if you're hitting this independent circuit, I'm going to tell you right now, it is harder than you think. And when actors tell you that they are struggling, that shit is not a lie. I used to think it was a lie when I was not really trying to be an actor. When I wanted to be a cop, I was like, this is bullshit. That's just something that they tell you to build a story up so that you will follow them and you will be interested in everything that they do. And then they have their fall from grace, and then they pop back up. And it's like the same kind of thing that used to happen in wrestling in the 70s and 80s and the 90s. And then next thing you know, Hogan's no longer the leader of the NWO. He's back to being Hollywood Hogan, or now no longer Hollywood Hogan, now the Hero Hogan again. Yeah, you get the gist. But anyway, struggling actors is true. It's no bullshit behind it. It is true. So, in closing, 2D2 actors who kind of not showed up and kind of ruined the film but saved the film at the same time, thank you. Because you not showing up and us killing off your characters drove the story. And it really did. It works out when you actually sit back and watch it. I'm going to keep going. I'm sorry. Instead of making a second part, I'm just going to keep going. When you sit back and you see when Rodney attacks Josh on the bridge, because he just got the word that Stone was killed. So Ice is on the bridge, and Rodney comes up, starts swinging that damn sword at him, and they start doing racial bad stuff. Yeah, it was kind of the driving force. Yeah, and I was like, okay, so he's mad that I let Stone get killed. Well, I didn't let Stone get killed. I just could not prevent Stone from getting killed because as much of a leader as I wasn't prepared for an alien force to fuck us up. That was just that simple. And that's pretty much the driving story. I'm training Kit in the park, and Stone is helping me train Kit in the park, and then Daikon Dark Cloud pops out of nowhere and just throws us an ass whooping. And in the end, Daikon beat my ass pretty bad. Bad enough for the time of that film. He beats us pretty bad, and he just walks away. And then he hits us with the best line ever. And he goes, he looks back, and Courtney, thank you for this. He goes, I should kill you now. But what's the fun in that? And then he walks off, and that was fucking classic. So, then we moved on from there,
We had Steel come in. Steel saves Ice's ass, and they become good buddies. But there's a twist to that, but you'll have to see all of the episodes to see the twist. And then after that, when the final fight comes and you get to see where the twist ends, there's a flashback in there where freaking Flame, not Ice. I don't know why I called them Ice the whole time, but I was talking about Flame. And he explains everything, what happened and how he got this twist going on and everything. And then by the end, Daikon gets zapped into the prism something or another. And then he somehow he gets attacked by something more powerful than him. And the only thing he thinks of that can stop it is us. So the end has a surprise ending. And we stopped it right there. Now we could have kept making them, but everybody had their different time things, and I was busy preparing to go into the army, so we never really got to finish it. And if any of you guys are watching and you guys want to pick that up where we left off, let me know, because we can write a hands down movie in the whole saga by putting everybody together except for the dead guys, the guys who refuse to show up to work, and you know, give everybody like the preview of what happened 10 years ago and how Daikon and Steel and if I could get Rodney back here, Rodney and all of us can go against one super big bad. So Daikon was the big bad, but there's something bigger and badder than him that is basically telling him, you know, I'm going to destroy you. And it's more or less, it could be a story about how the enemy of my enemy is my friend, because if I don't get the guys who just beat my ass, this guy's not only going to stop at beating me, but he's going to destroy everything in existence. So that kind of thing. Not like the Thanos snap thing, but, you know, just he's going to kill everything individually, one by one, Genghis Khan style. Anyway, I'm James Williams Jr. This is Comfort Habit number 2. Be seeing you. Thanks for watching.